This video is brought to you by REP Gaming Products. Help protect your deck and support the show by picking up a steel deck box from the link down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. So last week, during our instant deck techs, it was our standard option, our super ultra budget standard option, Mono Blue Tempo, that came out on top. So today, we are heading into a league on Magic Online to see just how good this Mono Blue Tempo deck actually is. So if you remember, this is a deck that is mostly of note because it was like top 8ing big tournaments and putting up 5-0s on Magic Online, even though it only cost $58 in the paper world, was like $40 not long ago. It's climbed up a little bit, 14 digs on Magic Online. So potentially a competitive deck that is ultra budget, which is super awesome for budget players. If you have a deck in the standard format that you can build, put together, and actually expect to like compete at the GP level with. So we're going to run it through a league, give it a test. Like usual, going to do a super quick 2-minute deck tech just to kind of refresh you about how the deck works. If you want a full breakdown, we went in depth about the deck in the instant deck tech, so check that out. A quick reminder before we break down Mono Blue Tempo for standard. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Much Abrew in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So Mono Blue Tempo, primarily about Curious Obsession. This is a key card in the deck. 1-mana enchantment, pumps your creature and makes it so whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw a card. So we're trying to get a Curious Obsession on an aggressive, evasive, primarily 1-drop, but yeah, any creature will do. Mistcloak, Herald, Storm Tamer. If we can play them on turn 1, we can get a Curious Obsession on it, start drawing cards on turn 2. Also, we can use these cards like Storm Tamer to help protect our Curious Obsession creature because we're trying to just spiral that advantage, that extra card every turn, out of control, drawing more creatures, drawing more protection. Speaking of protection, dive down, cheapest way in our deck to protect our creature that's wearing a Curious Obsession. We also have a bunch of other counter spells which not only protect our creatures like Wizard's Retort, Spell Pierce, but can disrupt our opponent as well with Essence Scatter answering our opponent's creatures. Our big finisher is Tempest Gen. Our deck is mono islands in the mana base, so it gets really big, really fast, often hitting for like 5 or 6 in the air, which is a great deal on a 3-mana creature. And then for defense, we got a bunch of tricky stuff. Merfolk Trickster, Exclusion Mage, not real hard removal, but let us tempo our opponent out of the game, fizzling an attack with Merfolk Trickster, bouncing a creature, and then maybe countering on the way back down with Exclusion Mage. Worklight Marauder to get through flying blockers. Night Veil Sprite and Chart of Course give us some more like card advantage, card filtering, get extra lands out of the way, help us find more creatures, more counter spells. As I mentioned, mana base, all islands, 21 islands, super simple. In the sideboard, a bunch more counter spells to customize based on the matchup. For control, we get stuff like Negate, Syncopate, Disdainful Stroke deals with big creatures and planeswalkers, and some spells as well. Sleep and Diamond Mare is our plan against aggro, with Sleep being like a blue fog, Diamond Mare getting us a bunch of life as we cast our blue spells, Sentinel Totem to deal with graveyard decks, and that is Mono Blue Tempo, ultra budget Mono Blue Tempo for standard, and that's our Much Abrew deck for this week. So let's see how this deck actually works. Is this deck a legit option if you're looking to compete at a tournament level on a $50 budget? That's what we're going to try to find out today. So anyway, let's get to the gameplay, see how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are playing the cheapest, well, real deck, tier deck in standard, Mono Blue Tempo. And alright, we got blue cards and some nice white border basics. This feels like a white border basic deck to me. We'll try this. I mean, hand's better against creature decks than control, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, planes, well, I guess it could still be control. Opponent passes. Well, let's play the island, get down, Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. We don't have a Curious Obsession, unfortunately. Glacial Fortress, alright. So opponent's most definitely playing control. We'll play the island, get in with the Storm Tamer, hit our opponent. And I guess we just pass the turn. Seal away. Alright. Well, might as well run out Trickster. So we have a clock at least. Opponent untaps. Could use some of our counters. Ooh, opponent's missing a land drop. That might make things easier. When I said counters, Essence Scatter was not at the top of my list. Get in with Trickster. Yeah, run out Exclusion Mage. Alright, opponent counters. Sure. Well, if our opponent keeps missing land drops and we can... Island. That's not good. We need to draw some countery type spells. Opponent. Wizard's Retort. Alright, well, get in with Trickster. We need to find a way to draw cards. That's what we're mostly missing. Hit our opponent with Trickster down to 15. Pass the turn. We can stop creatures. Opponent. Alright, missing the land drop. Passing. Ooh, Tempest Djinn. Well, get in with Trickster. Tempest Djinn, now is the time to start djinning. Hit our opponent. Down to 13. Play Tempest Djinn. With counter backup. And that's a fast clock. Ooh, resolves. Alright, pass the turn. That's good. Opponent. We might be stealing this with our opponent getting the slow land draw. Opponent passes. Now play the island. Go attacking. Opponent to 5. Tempest Djinn. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent's at sweeper or bust. And it has to go through a counter. Field of Ruin. I mean, we can just counter a Cleansing Nova and we win. And opponent scoops it up. Alright. Whew, getting it done. So, against control, counters. We want all the counters. Everyone. So bring in counters like crazy. Go down Essence Scatters, which are not very effective. Go down Exclusion Mages, which are pretty inefficient. And what are our last cuts? It might be Tricksters, or maybe Warkite Marauder. Trickster has Flash. Marauder has Evasion. I feel like this is a matchup that should get even better after sideboarding. Maybe it's just good all the time. But now we have a lot of counters. Storm Tamer Mistcloak, good. Night Veil Sprite seems good. Marauder, yeah, I guess we cut Tricksters. Trickster is a wizard, though. That does make our wizard retorts a lot worse. And they do have Flash. Alright, let's cut some Tricksters and one Warkite Marauder. Just for the sake of Wizard's Retort. Now our plan is pretty simple. Stick a threat, counter everything, win the game. Well, no threat, but we can counter everything. Hopefully we draw a threat. I wonder if keeping no creature hands is a bad plan. Planes for our opponent. Come on, random dorky 1-drop. Or an island. Well, island go. Opponent. Island. Ew, that's bad. Yep. Sneaks it in under the counters. That's really bad news for us. Now our opponent gets to draw cards. And we do not. Can see the play-draw difference. Oh my god. Yeah. Now I don't really like where we're at. We're not getting in any damage, and our opponent gets to Iskanta. Mills and Essence Scatter. Missing land drops, but going unpunished. If we could have stopped this Iskanta, I'd feel great about where we're at. But with this Iskanta being on the battlefield, I don't feel great. Opponent. Plains. Come on, threats. Passes. Island. Go. Jeez. So many counters, so little ability to attack. Opponent. Keeps it. It's a land. And passes. Curious Obsession. Well, that could be helpful if we ever draw a creature. Iskanta. Mills and Ixalan's Binding. Finds a land. And passes. Alright, it's a creature. Play Mistcloak Herald. Pass the turn. Leave up infinite counters. Iskanta. Next turn, we'll probably start having a fight. Field of Ruin for our opponent. And passes. Well, let's Curious Obsession. Opponent negates. Well, let's negate the negate. Syncopate. Well, I guess we just pay. This does open the door for a Teferi, which is not good. Get in with Mistcloak Herald. Draw a card. Yes. Pass the turn. Alright, no Teferis, no Teferis. If we somehow untap with this Mistcloak Herald, things are super good. Azcanta. Mills a Cleansing Nova. There's the Teferi. Draws. Plains. Opponent. Oh, do they also have an answer? Untaps. Alright, we untap. Get in with Mistcloak Herald. Unfortunately, we have to kind of ignore this Teferi. Draw a card. Play Mistcloak Herald. Pass the turn. Opponent. Azcanta. Yeah, we don't really have an answer for a Teferi hitting the battlefield, do we? Maybe we should not have fought over the Curious Obsession and tried to fight over the Teferi. We have so many counters in hand, but once something gets on the board, it is not easy for this deck to deal with. Or even, like, possible, actually. After sideboarding, opponent leaves it on top. Draws with Teferi. And Cleansing Nova. Let's Wizard's Retort. Opponent passing, untapping. I mean, I guess we are drawing a card each turn too, which is something. Untap. Go to combat. Tag our opponent. Attack Teferi. Draw a card. Play an island. Yeah, I guess we got a Tempest Shin. Play Tempest Shin. The moment of truth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can counter this. But if our opponent has something like Sweeper plus counter, then we'll lose. Alright. Yeah, I think we gotta counter it. They also get to flip his Kanta. Alright, there's our Tempest Shin. This speeds up our clock. This is the turd. Opponent needs counter plus Sweeper here, really. Azcanta. They're already down 2 Cleansing Novas. Flips. Leaves it on top. Do they have it? They need Cleansing Nova number... Oh, alright. Tucks our Tempest Shin. Well, let's negate. Yeah, I guess multiple random removal spells plus Teferi's also good. Yeah, now we're very far behind. Opponent passes. We draw. A counter. Now the problem is we are not drawing a card and our opponent is drawing a card. Actually, they're drawing multiple cards because of this Azcanta. So I'm not sure how we get out of this. Azcanta. Maybe we should have mulliganed that opening hand. It's so tempting against a deck that obviously counters are good against. Then maybe you really need a threat of some kind. Opponent, seal away. Yeah, I don't think we can keep up with this, and our opponent's still at 14. Draws with Teferi. Tapping, untapping. Yeah, I think this one slipped away. Nezahal. Yeah, we gotta win faster than this. The Nezahal Teferi active is Kanta part of the game. So where did things go wrong this game? First off, we were on the draw, and our opponent had his Kanta to get out of their mana problems. Yeah, this one's over. There's no realistic way of us winning from here. So that was problem number 1. We were on the draw. Number 2, maybe we should have put more value on stopping Teferi rather than trying to get Curious Obsession going. Curious Obsession is the most important card in this deck. Well, alright. We got random dorks and a counter. We do not have Curious Obsession, and we're kind of land heavy. But island go. Opponent. Meandering River. And passes. Well, play the land. Play Warkite Marauder. So at least we have a clock. Pass the turn. The dream scenario, I think, is our opponent taps out for like his Kanta here, and we play Tempest Shin. Then we just go full-on protection mode. Plains. Opponent Passes. Also just drawing Curious Obsession. That would be wonderful. Well, play the island. Get in with the Warkite Marauder. Hit our opponent. Play Storm Tamer. Opponent's gonna seal away. Yeah, let's negate. Let's force our advantage here. Island. Opponent passing. I think this is more where we want to be. Being on the front foot, attacking, and then being able to back it up with counters. Get in, hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Planes for our opponent. And passes. Well, go to combat. Get in. Hit our opponent. Play Mistcloak Herald. Pass the turn. Alright. Opponent's going to draw a couple. That's fine. So we got to stall them out for 3 more turns. Glacial Fortress. Opponent. Passing. Go to combat. Get in. Hit our opponent. Down to 8. Pass the turn. Opponent. Chemister's Insight. Okay, 2 more turns. 2 more turns. We have 2 counters, and we got to make them last for 2 more turns. Land for our opponent. Seal away. Okay, let's see what it targets. Storm Tamer. Sure. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's Trickster. Untap. Play the land. Go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent. Down to 3. Pass the turn. Opponent needs something really good here. Counter plus Sweeper doesn't do it, and I think we might have done it. I think this is exactly how the deck's supposed to work out. Opponent passes. We untap. Island. Play the island. Go to combat. Attack. Settle the wreckage. So we Wizard's Retort. Sinister Sabotage. Syncopate. And that should do it. That should do it. Mono Blue Tempo taking down the Teferis. All right. That was exactly how we were hoping that would go. That was pretty much exactly it. Get the pressure down. Attack, attack, attack. Take that. Our entire deck costs about the same as 1 Teferi. But sometimes it doesn't matter. The cheap, annoying, unblockable creatures back it up with counters. All right, that was pretty good. I can see why people like this deck. Sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are playing Mono Blue Tempo in Standard, and that sounds fine. I mean, we got a good curve. We don't have a Curious Obsession. All right, the Green-Black Menace. Please no Wild Growth Walker into Explore Creatures. I'm not 100% sure what we do if our opponent goes Wild Growth Walker, Explore Creature. Lose? Actually, I do know. It's probably lose. No? No? Alright, Land of Were Elves. Alright, that's not Wild Growth Walker. Opponent passes. Trickster's interesting. Let's get in with Storm Tamer. Yeah, I think we just pass and then upkeep Trickster Llanowar. Keep our opponent from ramping into a 4-drop this turn. Swamp. Alright, there's a Jade Light. I mean, Jade Light's good, but it's less devastating without a Wild Growth Walker out. Alright, this is going to get interesting. Opponent passes. Well, play an island. Get in with Storm Tamer. And I think we have to just Warkite Marauder here. Getting our Tempest Djinn got by Chupacabra is really bad. Next turn, we can leave up Storm Tamer to help try to protect it. And we know our opponent's getting another Jade Light Ranger, so they might just be exploring here. Opponent, combat. Attacks, sure. We will take 1,000,000. Or 4, down to 16. Opponent. Jade Light, number 2. How about land? Faraska. Gonna keep Faraska, sure. Forest. And a Branchwalker. Good golly. Keeps Vraska. Opponent passes. Well, play the island. Play Tempest Shin. Get in with our flyers. I mean, all we can really do... Geez, this is going to be rough. All we can really do is try to race. The problem is these 4/4 Jade Lights are really big. Opponent, untaps. Opponent's at 15. Well, we'll see. Maybe we were supposed to just run out Tempest Shin and hope for the best. Land for our opponent. Vraska. Golgari Queen. Well, counter. Oh. Yeah, counter Vraska. Save our Tempest Shin. Opponent. Hits us for 8. Okay. We take it. Down to 8. Opponent passes. Well, play an island. Play Tempest Shin. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. Attack Vraska. Yep. Alright, opponent's at 10, and we pass the turn. We have a chance. I mean, we have more than 10 power of flyers, and we have a counter. Opponent. Well, Wizard's Retort. Opponent's only got 1 card in hand. Are we going to steal this? Opponent, combat. Attacks. 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 Okay. I mean, chump a Jade Light, block Branchwalker. Drop to 3. Opponent passes. And we win? And opponent scoops it up? Oh, man. Okay. Maybe we can beat Golgari. I did think there was a reasonable chance that we could beat Golgari, but apparently there is a chance that we beat Golgari. Okay. Okay. Well, that was pretty good. Against Golgari, we got to go down Spell Pierces. They don't have that many non-creature spells, as weird as that sounds. So we go down Spell Pierces. Sentinel Totem maybe is worth it. The main problem is, if they can just go turn to Wildgrowth Walker, it becomes very difficult for us to win. Disdainful Stroke's kind of okay. Sentinel Totem, if there's ever a matchup for Sentinel Totem, it's probably this one. I think we probably need to sleep, and I kind of want Syncopates, which counter and exile. I still don't know how we beat turn to Wildgrowth Walker with any consistency. I guess Exclusion Mage can bounce it, and then we try to counter it. Maybe we don't Sentinel Totem? What do we cut to bring in all this stuff? Maybe we don't sleep? Are we not supposed to sleep? I guess sleep doesn't... It's like a fog. It's like an expensive fog. Our opponent doesn't really have flying blockers anyway. Maybe we can cut a dive down. Maybe we go something like this. I'm not 100% sure. Syncopate's good. Dive down, it gets Chupacabra and I guess like random Vraska stuff. But they don't play very many spells. Alright, try it like that. Let's try it like that. Well, okay. I mean, Curious Obsession, Siren Stormtamer, Protection. We'll try it. Opponent, Forest. Alright, they got the Land of War. Opponent passes. I'll play an island and Stormtamer. Pass the turn. Woodland Cemetery. And there's Jade Light. The exploration begins. Let's see how they run. Fine Broker. I don't know if our opponent wants that. Alright, Mills Fine Broker. Another Jade Light. Ugh. Alright. Opponent. Passing. Oh, play an island. Get in with Stormtamer. I think we're actually just going to pass and counter. And then next turn we can Stormtamer, Curious Obsession, have Stormtamer for protection, and start drawing cards. So we're going to counter basically anything our opponent plays this turn. Hopefully another Jade Light Ranger, but literally anything they cast we will counter. Hits us for 4. Sure. Down to 16. Alright. Wizard's Retort, counter Jade Light. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Alright. Well, play the island. Trickster's a good draw. Curious Obsession. Get in, draw a card. Yes, please. Play Storm Tamer to protect our first Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. Opponent. Ravenous Chupacabra. Alright, well, we will definitely counter that. Opponent. Gets in with Jade Light for 4. Down to 12. Play an island. Get in with Storm Tamer. Draw a card. Exclusion Mage. Alright, let's just pass. I think we want to Trickster tap Jade Light. Swamp for our opponent. Goes to combat. Well, let's Trickster. Tap down Jade Light. Ooh, opponent gets in with Chupacabra. Alright, we'll take it. Down to 10. Branch Walker. 1 card in hand. What's on top? Land. What's the last non-land? Come on. No killing Storm Tamer. Branch Walker. Okay. Opponent hits. Vraska. That's not bad. Opponent passes. Well, get in with Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent. Draw a card. Yep. Play the island. I don't really want to Exclusion Mage any of our opponent's things. Actually, yeah, let's Exclusion Mage. Bounce Jade Light. Pass the turn. Can we tempo our opponent out? This is going to be close. Opponent's hand, Jade Light, Vraska, land. They can only cast 1 thing this turn. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Alright. We'll block the big Branch Walker. Drop to 6. We need a Wizards for this Wizards Retort. Well, counter Vraska. Untap. Go to combat. Attack with both. Hit our opponent. Draw a card. Down to 9. Play the island. Yeah, let's just Exclusion Mage. Bounce Llanowar. Pass the turn. Alright, land for our opponent. Well, we know their hand. Man, we're either going to be just fast enough, and opponent scoops it up! Opponent scoops it up! They want no piece of it. Wow. I don't know if you're going to get there or not, honestly. I feel like our opponent scooped early. I guess our opponent didn't know that we had no counters in hand. They felt like we were just going to bounce and counter, but we actually were on the Trickster plan. Well, we'll take it. Taking down the new best deck at Standard on a super budget. All right, this deck is pretty legit. Mono blue, tempo. It's kind of fun, too. Sweet. All right, much Abrew about nothing time. We are tempoing it up in Standard. Oh, this hand. Oh, it's so land heavy. We do have a Curious Obsession. So we can turn 2 Night Veil Sprite, turn 3 Curious Obsession. I think we're going to keep this. It's very borderline. We're hoping we draw a way to protect our Night Veil Sprite with a Curious Obsession. 5 lands is a bit more than we're really hoping for. Although, it will pump our Tempest Gin. Gonna be some big old Tempest Gins if we get to it. Island go. See what our opponent's up to. Yeah, I don't know. This hand is very, very borderline. I wish we had like 1 or 2 less lands and 1 or 2 more action spells. Is it Guildgate? Uh-oh. Well, that means creatures dying. Ooh, Siren Storm Tamer. Well, play Night Veil Sprite. Pass the turn. Ugh, there's a shock. Alright. Maybe we should have just led with Storm Tamer. Plays a mountain. And passes. Well, Island Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. I guess it probably doesn't matter. If we led with Storm Tamer, then they just kill Storm Tamer. And things go wrong anyway. Opponent untaps. A counter spell would be pretty good. Island for our opponent. Search for Iskanta. Oh man. Oh man. Come on, give us a form of protection. Island. Oh, God. Oh, my God. They already used a shock. Yeah, I mean, I think we got to go for it. Curious Obsession. Also, Curious Obsession. All the obsessions. Please no. All right, we're out of shock range. Get in with Storm Tamer. Draw 2. Give us a counter to protect this Storm Tamer. Number 1 is more islands. Oh my God, so many islands. Number 2 is, oh my God, even more islands. All right. Now we're in trouble. Oh, Moto. Moto. What are you doing to us? What are you doing? That's an infinite number of lands. Crackling Drake. Okay. Exclusion Mage, Merfolk Trickster, any of the above? Holy mother mercy. Alright, well, get in with Storm Tamer because we have to attack for Curious Obsession. This is a lot of lands. Play an island. Oh boy. Alright. Remember, boys and girls, we are a 21 land deck. And we're up to 9. All those Curious Obsessions, land into land. That was the most brutal. Oh, Lord Almighty, leaves it on top. Oh, dear. Well, maybe we should have just mulliganed. Maybe that's the TLDR of this match. Phone it. Another Crackling Drake. Well, gonna be hard to get in with the Storm Tamer. Sulfur Falls. Pwn it. Passes. Oh my God! Keeps getting worse. Oh, up to 10 of 14. Oh, sure. Block it. We'll play an island. We'll pass the turn. At this point, it's just kind of funny. Magic is such a fun game. You never know. Electromancer. Probably not a good sign. Phone it. Yeah. Getting frisky with the Drakes. That probably means they have removal, I assume. Down to 19. They probably expect that we have a handful of counters, but joke's on them. We're just drawing all the lands. Island. Opponent passes. Dive down, alright. Alright, get in there with the Storm Tamer. Opponent. Blocks. Okay. Pass the turn. And blink of an eye. Well, I mean, let's dive down. I don't think this matters, though. Because our opponent's Drakes are big enough that they're going to kill Siren Storm Tamer now. And also kill us. And also they have Niv Mizzet mana. Things are bad on many levels. We've drawn half the lands in our deck. Almost literally, 10 out of 21. Our opponent's drawn half the Crackling Drakes in their deck. Very literally. And they have Iskanta. And their Drakes are getting big. And Electromancer. And, yeah, we got to get off to faster starts, I guess. Phone it. Hits us. Yeah. Well, we have to, I don't even know, something to deal with this Drake so we can get in with Storm Tamer. Chart a course. Alright, that does it. Land Spell Pierce. Whew! Okay. Well, sometimes the Magic gods just don't want Mono Blue Tempo to win. That was one of those times. Alright, Negates and Disdainful Strokes. Probably in. Maybe we go down Night Veil Sprite, which gets blocked by everything. Exclusion Mage. Us feels like a rough matchup, maybe. Niv Mizzet's brutal, too. Disdainful Stroke answers Drakes. Maybe we don't want it. It is nice that it answers Drakes. Trickster. Warkite Marauder. Exclusion Mage is a little hit or miss. I guess we did see Electromancer, so there are targets. Maybe we can't go all of the Negates. Or maybe Negate's just better than Spell Pierce? Probably not. Let's go down a Trickster and a Marauder. Let's try it like that. All right. Good draw for Mono Blue Tempo. Somewhat less lands. Let's go with that. All right. We are on the play. Well, okay. Island, go. So we have Mistcloak Herald. We're going to wait till turn 2 so we can actually protect it. But Mistcloak Herald and ways to protect it, this is where a Curious Obsession would be helpful. So Island, Mistcloak Herald. Pass the turn. Otherwise, I mean, 20 turns and we got him. Opponent. Ops. Sure. To the bottom. Island for our opponent. And passes. Curious Obsession. Trickster. Trickster's not bad. Get in with Mistcloak Herald. At least it's a thing we can do. At instant speed, no less. Hit our opponent for 1. Pass the turn. Opponent. Discarding the hand size? Okay. We will not cast anything. That'll just turn on a counter that our opponent would have to discard anyway. Discards Chemister's Insight. Well, get in with Mistcloak Herald. Hit our opponent. I think we just doubled our clock. Mistcloak Herald number 2. Pass the turn. All right. Speeding up. 9-turn clock. Opponent. Ooh. Red mana. Takes 2, though. 8-turn clock. Enigma Drake. Well, we will Essence Scatter that. Opponent. Still want a Curious Obsession. Mistcloak Herald. All right. Mistcloak Heralds. Get in there. Mistcloak Herald number 3. Heraldtron. We're doing it. 5-turn clock. Maybe 4 if we get in a sneaky Trickster hit. I guess that would be a tricky Trickster hit. Steam Vents. Speed up that clock for us, opponent. Speed up that clock. Untap. Down to 12. 4 turns. And then we Disdainful Stroke your Crackling Drake anyway. Wow, opponent's really thinking about this. Alright, plays it tapped. Enigma Drake. Alright, can't block our stuff anyway. Play an island. Go attacking. Opponent. Down to 11. Pass the turn. Maybe just all 1/1 unblockables is a legit plan. Is it, Guildgate? Crackling Drake. Well, let's Disdainful Stroke that. We are basically out of counters. Or actually out of counters. Opponent gets in. Hits us. Well, that's another counter. Hit our opponent. Down to 8. Pass the turn. Fiery Cannonade. Well, let's Wizard's Retort. Geez, expansion. Okay. Copies Wizard's Retort. Targets Wizard's Retort. Well, now we will, I guess, dive down a Mistcloak Herald. So we get to save 1. That does slow down our clock a lot, though. We lose 2 Mistcloaks. Opponent gets in for 4. Play Storm Tamer. Get in with Mistcloak Herald. Hit our opponent. Down to 7. Man, this race is going to be close. Especially with us being out of counters. Pass the turn. Shocks Storm Tamer. Well, let's dive down. Might as well get some value from it. Shock Storm Tamer. Okay. Storm Tamer down. Opponent's down to 2 cards. They are growing their Drake. If they can counter this Trickster, it gets worse. Alright. Trickster. Tap down Enigma Drake. Opponent. No more Cannonades. Opponent passes. We draw an island while go attacking. Hit our opponent to 4. Uh-oh. They actually have a Cannonade? Shock. We're not winning the race against this Drake. This Drake is just huge. Yeah, this feels like a somewhat challenging matchup. We countered the first 2 Drakes. We never got a Curious Obsession going. That's one thing that I've seen playing against this deck is... Alright, we draw an island and we are officially dead. That's one thing I've seen playing against this deck, and it kind of played out there is... In these controlling matchups, if you don't have a Curious Obsession going, eventually you run out of counters and something slips through and you lose. So that's kind of what happened in this case. We just never found a Curious Obsession. So we eventually ran out of cards. We tempoed our opponent. We got through the first 2 drakes. We fought through some amount of removal as well. But eventually, without that Curious Obsession, we were left playing 1/1s that were just not quite fast enough when, once our opponent eventually resolved a threat, it was a 7/4 flyer. So, yeah, that's one of the things I've noticed. Some amount of inconsistency if you don't have that Curious Obsession. Alright, next. On to the next. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing Mono Blue Tempo. The cheapest... Oh no, mirror? It's the mirror. Okay, this should be interesting. The cheapest competitive deck in Standard at the moment. More lands. Hopefully we win because we have white border lands and our opponent, Guru. That's nothing compared to white border 9th edition. Alright. Guru Island number 2. What do you got about it? Please not Curious Obsession, because we don't have one. Miss Cloak Herald. Opponent. Passes. Well, play the land, and I guess we... Warkite Marauder? Pass the turn. Oh, this is going to be whoever draws Curious Obsession first, right? Island. Tempest Shin. Or Tempest Shin. Opponent. Gets it. Yup, hits us. Oh my god. We only have 21 islands! No! What do we do? This isn't good. This isn't good at all. So we attack, turn this into a 0/1, and then it trades with Storm Tamer. Can we just not attack? Ugh. Alright, I guess we can not attack. Not feeling great about where we're at the moment. Opponent, untaps. Island. Well... I guess we Trickster. Opponent counters. Opponent's down to 2 cards, but we're kind of at 0 cards. We have just all lands in hand. Opponent. Passes. Another Trickster. Well, gonna combat. Attack. Get rid of the Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent. Down to 17. Pass the turn. We're not really winning this race, though. Opponent. Alright, try this again. Trickster. Tap Tempest Shin. Okay. Opponent's going to give up their Storm Tamer. Gets in. Yup. Well, we could draw, like, our own Tempest Shin, maybe? That would be good. Chart of course. Opponent's drawn some cards. And passes... I'll play the land. We gotta just play Tempest Shin. Well, go to combat. Attack with everything. We really need this Tempest Shin to resolve. Play Tempest Shin. Alright, pass the turn. So now at least we have the hope of trading Tempest Shins. And we have Storm Tamer for protection. We are pretty behind on cards, though. Island for our opponent. Finds the Curious Obsession. Oh, God almighty. Yikes! Yikes, yikes. Yeah. I think we want to be the people with the Curious Obsessions, not the one getting run over by Curious Obsessions. Opponent draws. Hits us to 5. Quasi-duplicate. Alright, that's some unbeatable spice. Essence Scatter. Yeah. Alright. That did not go well. That did not go well at all. So is our opponent's janky quasi-duplicate build better than ours? Or did we just get in the wrong end of the variance stick? Alright. Mono Blue Mirror. Quasi-duplicate. Interesting. Very interesting. That game we basically just got outdrawn. I have no idea how we want to sideboard in this matchup. Night Veil Sprite seems kind of bad since it gets blocked by everything. Diamond Mare, I don't know if incidental life gain is enough. We could bring in more counters. I mean, I think it's really just who sticks their thing on their... Who sticks a Curious Obsession on an unblockable creature first. Yeah, I don't feel like life gain is that relevant. Maybe it is. Maybe it's better than it seems. Well, Night Veil Sprite doesn't feel great. Maybe we bring in Diamond Mares. Well, let's try the Diamond Mare plan. And maybe go down Dive Downs. And go up Syncopate? Alright. We'll go down one Warkite Marauder for a Syncopate too. Let's see how this goes. We do get to be on the play, which should be good. We get to play first. Well, we got a Diamond Mare. I guess that's something. Start gaining some life. We have 4 lands again. Hopefully we don't just keep drawing lands. No Curious Obsession. Opponent's doing some mulliganing, though. Alright, so Island, you. Opponent. Island. And passes. Well, that's Tempest Shin. Let's just get down Diamond Mare. On blue. Pass the turn. Island for our opponent. And, alright, they left in their Night Veil Sprites. Well, play the land. And yeah, let's just get down Tempest Shin. Gain a life. And pass the turn. Island for our opponent. No attacks. I'll play the land. Go to combat. Hopefully next turn we can get down a Curious Obsession. Alright, get in with Tempest Shin. Opponent takes it. Alright, pass the turn. Island. Curious Obsession. Curious Obsession. Well, let's Trickster. Gain a life. Whew, got him. Oh, we got him. This means a creature doesn't attack and our opponent loses both Curious Obsessions. Oh man, what a blowout. I guess our opponent just had to go for it after the mulliganing, but that should just be the game. Oh, that was so brutal. All right, we found a way to win the mirror. Oh boy, that was good. That was good. Well, now we got to win a game with our opponent presumably at full power and being on the draw. Oh, all right. Do we change anything? Now let's run it back. I kind of like how the Diamond Mare played there. All right. Come on, take down the mono blue mirror. All right. I guess we'll keep. Spell Pierce can stop a Curious Obsession. Island for our opponent. And there's a Storm Tamer. Sure. Opponent passes. More islands. Well, Island, you. Opponent. Island. Ugh, and a Night Veil Sprite. That's not ideal. Opponent. Gets in. Now our opponent gets to start surveilling, which pretty good for them. Oh dear. Alright, Island go. Yikes. 2 more islands is not what we were really rooting for. It feels like this match is almost exclusively about who gets to draw cards. Opponent. Surveils. And surveilling's not quite drawing a card, but it's pretty close. Dumps an Exclusion Mage. Hits us for 2. Sure. Down to 17. Mistcloak Herald. Well, I mean, I guess we're going to counter that. Opponent Spell Pierces. Well, we untap. Play an island, run out Tempest Shin. Hope our opponent is not holding a Curious Obsession. That would be bad. Opponent. No Curious Obsessions. Alright, no Curious Obsession. Gets in. That's fine. Opponent passes. So play an island, get in with Tempest Shin. Hit our opponent for 4, because we are winning this race. Opponent takes it. Tempest Shin number 2. Resolves, pass the turn. Oh man, I think we might be doing it. Opponent finds a land. Tempest Shin, sure. And gets in. Down to 15. Oh, another Trickster. All right, run out Trickster. Tap down Tempest Shin. Go to combat. Go attacking. Oh, I think we're pulling ahead. Opponent takes it down to 6. Okay, pass the turn. Curious Obsession. Well, we will Spell Pierce. Opponent negates. Interesting choice. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, let's Trickster. Make that blockable. Trade. Untap. Play the island. Combat. Go attacking. Opponent blocks. And blocks. And blocks. Okay. We play Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. All right, opponent, you got to answer these yins. And you got to do it through a Storm Tamer. Land. Are we doing it? Well, we will counter sleep. And that should be game. That should be game. We got there in the mirror. Oh, lordy. Lordy, lordy. That was close, but all right. Apparently, Mono Blue Tempo beats Mono Blue Tempo. Opponent had some spice with Quasi-Duplicate. We definitely sideboarded a lot differently. We did not bring in the sleeps. Our opponent did. Sleep in this matchup, there's so many counters that it just doesn't feel good to me. It seems like it's just always going to get countered, and that's kind of what happened. I think our opponent did make a mistake. They probably should have just paid for Spell Pierce rather than casting Negate, but a win's a win. We'll take it. Mono Blue Tempo. Doing good. Sweet. All right. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Mono Blue Tempo in Standard, and we're going to keep this. Cross our fingers that we're in a creature matchup and that these Essence Scatters are pretty wonderful. Please no control. Please no control. If it's control, our life is... All right. Green-black again. Essence Scatters are good against green-black. 1-drop. Get the pressure going. All right, Curious Obsession. We gotta hope for no Wild Growth Walker. That's the nightmare card. Turn 2 Wild Growth Walker is just so scary for our deck. Swamp. Wild Growth Walker. So now I guess we have to try to keep our opponent from ever exploring. Play an island. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. Alright. Morkite Marauder, pass the turn. We got to get a little bit lucky. Opponent. Forest. That is the worst case scenario. Double Explores. Wild Growth Walker, huge. Mills, Chupacabra on top. Yeah, Wild Growth Walker. This is a start that I'm not sure we can beat. Opponent gets it. Hits us. We're going to need to draw a lot of Exclusion Mages and such. Island. Well, Curious Obsession on Warkite. Go attacking. It doesn't really matter. We get to draw a card. Spell Pierce. Not super helpful. Pass the turn. Tap land for our opponent. Gets in for 7, down to 10. Trickster, Exclusion Mage, Chart a Course. Well, get in with Warkite Marauder. Draw a card. Wizard's Retort. Well, play the island, Chart a Course. Yeah, we gotta pass the turn. Discard Spell Pierce. Tap land for our opponent. Now we're going to have to start the great chump blocking. Gets in. Hits us. Yep. Down to 3. And passes. Trickster. Well, get in with Warkite Marauder. Draw a card. Yep. We need some sort of bounce. Yes, please. More Spell Pierce. Play an Island. Play Marauder. Play Mistcloak Herald. Pass the turn. Well, Spell Pierce. Opponent. Chupacabra. Alright, I mean, we're staying alive. Dive down. Just barely alive, but we are alive. We are going to need to run really well. We gotta hit, like, Tricksters and Exclusion Mages, and we gotta hit them this turn. Yep, opponent passes. Storm Tamer. Well, get in with Marauder. Draw a card. We gotta hit a bounce creature. One of our defensive creatures. We draw Trickster. Curious Obsession. Alright, I mean, I guess we're technically not 100% dead. Actually, I think we play a defensive Curious Obsession. Pass the turn. This lets us trade with Jade Light. Land for our opponent. Well, counter Vraska. Opponent gets in. So block, block. No, block, block, drop to 1. I mean, we're kind of barely hanging on. We need a Trickster. Island. Get in with Warkite Marauder. Exclusion Mage or Trickster. Those are the cards. We have to draw one this turn, or we're dead. We draw. Tempest Djinn. Yeah, that does not do it. Ugh. Well, our opponent had the most unbeatable start for our deck on the play, and we actually kind of made a game out of it. We were one draw away from actually stabilizing and winning. So, I mean, it didn't work out, but that's kind of a testament to our deck, I think. Bring in the Syncopates, go down the Spell Pierces, and maybe go down one Warkite Marauder? Huh. Disdainful Stroke's kind of meh. I don't think we can actually bring in... Maybe we go down a Dive Down. Let's try it like that. We are on the play this game, which is good. That gives us a lot more options for stopping a Wildgrowth Walker, which is kind of the most devastating card for our deck. Alright, we're on the play, which is good. Yeah, alright, we'll try it. Island go. Opponent. Swamp. And passes. Play an Island. Yeah, I mean, we're going to do it. Night Veil Sprite, pass the turn. This does open the door to Wildgrowth Walker. But we have a lot of upside. That is a Wildgrowth Walker. Opponent. Passes. Well, play the Island. Curious Obsession. Get in. Surveil. Storm Tamer to the top. Draw Storm Tamer. Play Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. Alright. I mean, ugh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to just go all in on stopping Wildgrowth Walker. Now our hope is that we find an Exclusion Mage to bounce Wildgrowth Walker. Opponent. Ooh. No pre-combat Explore creature? Alright. Well, we will gladly take one. Now, this could have went way worse. Down to 19. Opponent passes. Okay. Well, that's fine. Assassin's Trophy. Well, Zag Storm Tamer. Play the Island. Get in. Surveil. Alright. Curious Obsession to the top. Draw Curious Obsession. Yes. Pass the turn. Leave up our counters. Seeker Squire. Well. Syncopate. Opponent. Getting in for one. Yup, we will take it. Well, Curious Obsession number 2. Go to combat. Get in. Surveil. Island to the graveyard. Draw 2. Man, are we going to tempo this out? Island. Storm Tamer. Well, play an island, play a Storm Tamer. Pass the turn. This is where you can see the deck kind of at full power. It is just so obnoxious and so good at keeping opponents from doing anything. Wizard's Retort. No Explore for you. I mean, maybe we just let him resolve Wildgrowth Walker and keep him from ever exploring, and our opponent scoops it up! Wow! Okay! Well, you can see the power of Curious Obsession. Once you get it going, it's so good. It's so good. Now we got to do it on the draw. We're going to do it on the draw. Here we go. Here we go. On the draw. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay. I mean, 2 Tempest Gens is a fast clock. We only have 2 lands. We also have our annoying Tricksters. Opponent, tap land. Do they have the Wildgrowth Walker? We can't stop it on the draw. Island, go. Yeah, we are going to need to draw land. Come on. No Wildgrowth Walker. Swamp. One time. All right, Seeker Squire. At least it's not a Wildgrowth Walker. Hits a land. And passes. Oh. So many Tempest Gens, so little mana. Opponent. Forest. Combat. Well, we're going to do it. Trickster. Block it. Kill it. This probably opens it up to like Jade Light Ranger, but... Wow, opponent passes. Okay. Land? That is a land. Well, play the land. Get in with Tricky. What do we do now? I think we're just going to pass. We can start running out Tempest Gens, but they just die to Chupacabras very easily. Swamp for our opponent. That's a Chupacabra. Well, let's Syncopate while we can still get value. And we'll just tap all of it. Syncopate. Plus, getting rid of Chupacabra forever is nice. Opponent passes. Land more, please? Storm Tamer. Well, get in with Trickster. Hit our opponent. Play Storm Tamer. We're slowly adding to our board. Opponent's down to 16. And Ritual of Soot. Well, I guess we counter it. Opponent passing. Land? Wizard's Retort. Well, go attacking. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn down to 13. Man, maybe this deck is just good. Maybe this deck is just legitly good. Opponent, tap land. 4 cards in hand. Plague Crafter. Alright. I don't even think we're going to fight over this. Sacrifice Trickster. Opponent passes. Well, run out another Trickster. Untap. Go to combat. Get in. Hit our opponent. Down to 10. Man, I'm starting to think we might win this game without ever playing any of the 3 Tempest Gens in our hand. We just haven't drawn the mana we needed for them. Opponent. Land. 3 cards in hand. What do you got? Finality. Well, we're going to counter that. Wrath number 2 down. Opponent. Passing. Wizard's Retort. Alright, we're staying course. Hit our opponent. Leave up a counter. That's what this deck does. Alright. Yes. Opponent adapts. Alright, Wildgrowth Walker resolves. Opponent passes. There's a land. So go to combat. Attack. Play an island. What do we do? So our opponent cracks this, gets back Seeker Squire, gains 3. Or we sit on our counter. Yeah, let's pass. And this is without a Curious Obsession going. Yep. Cracks Memorial. Seeker Squire. We counter. Was it a bait spell? Opponent. Passing. We untap. Land. Well, go to combat. Oh, we gotta fade one more turn. Attack. Hit our opponent to 2. Alright, sack Storm Tamer. Hit our opponent to 3. Oh, come on. No Jade Lights. Play Tempest Shin. Play an island. This is the turn. This is the turn. What do they have? Branchwalker. They hit an Explore creature. Into Find Finality. Oh, God. That's a sweeper. Okay. Up to 6. And Assassin's Trophy. Oh, no. Wow. Uh-oh. Well, we could draw a counter. That's our best draw. Opponent gets in. Or not. All right, opponent passes. Well, get in with Mistcloak Herald. Opponent down to 5. Play Tempest Shin. Force our opponent to Find Finality. Yup. So there goes our board. They still got a top deck again, though. Opponent passes. Tempest Shin. Mistcloak Herald. Pass the turn. One more attack. Come on. Come on. One time. One time. Branchwalker. Well, Trickster. And opponent scoops it up! We got there! Fizzling the life gain! And that, boys and girls, is a 4-1 with super ultra budget mono blue tempo. The deck's like $50. And we're feeding the kids! We get some chests to open. Alright. Well, we beat the best deck in Standard twice, even when they had their Wild Growth Walkers. Our one loss was to Control, which feels like a hard matchup, but, oh man, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll talk about that in the wrap-up, but, boy, that deck felt pretty good, especially when you consider it was like $50. All right, let's crack some treasure chests. Okay, that was a good performance. That was a very good performance for Mono Blue. All right, chess, 1 of 4. Give us some love for the Mono Blue finish, Magic Online. Evacuation. I guess that's a good commander card-ish. Pride of Conquerors, scary to lose to. Direct Current, good and limited. Not a standard card, though. All right, value. Give us some value. Null Spine Invocation. Yes, not a good one. All right, 2 more chances for something sweet from our treasure chests. Stigma Lasher. Kind of a sweet card that never really sees play, but not a bad card by any stretch. Ugly Duress. I mean, it's not a bad Duress, but I'm going to play the original printing. And last one, come on. Azur's Elocutors. Against odds, all-star, or playable. Well, the chests weren't great, but the good news is the deck was. We just kind of killed people with Mono Blue Tempo, and, well, we talk about it in the wrap-up, but good lord, spoiler, if you want a $50 deck to try to win a GP with, I think this is the one for Guilds of Ravnica Standard. I think it's it. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about Mono Blue Tempo, ultra budget Mono Blue Tempo in Standard, and the deck felt pretty legit. We played a friendly league. We went 4-1, winning against Golgari twice, which is really good. Golgari is the most popular deck right now. So beating that twice, pretty sweet. We won the mirror. We beat blue-white control. Our one loss came to, is it control, I guess? And that matchup, it felt pretty hard. So overall, the deck felt really good. It felt like it could compete with the best decks in Standard, even beat the best decks in Standard on a regular basis, all for like $50. Which is just so incredibly cheap for a deck that is this powerful. So I think the big question we are trying to answer, is this a legit ultra budget deck that you can play like at GPs or SCG Opens like competitively? And I think the answer is definitely yes. The deck felt like it actually could be a lot of the big meta decks in Standard. We did see in our loss to the Is It Drake control deck that the deck can struggle without Curious Obsession. There are games where, especially in control matchups with lots of removal, if we can't get that card draw engine going with Curious Obsession, we can stop the first Drake and the second Drake and the second Planeswalker and the first Planeswalker, but eventually without that card advantage engine, at the end of the day we're playing 1/1s for 1 and 2/2s for 2. Not very big powerful creatures, so a lot of times we run out of cards and our opponent only needs one thing to slip through to be able to win the game, and that's exactly what happened against the Is It Drake control deck. So definitely value value your Curious Obsessions highly, trying to resolve them and protect them, so you're drawing at least like 2 or 3 extra cards with them, those are the games where the deck goes really well. But I was very impressed by the power level. I was impressed with the deck's ability to beat Golgari, even when our opponent had like turn 2 Wild Growth Walker, which is insanely scary for our deck because it slips in under our counters, it gains ton of life, it gets huge, we don't really have much real removal, we're just kind of like bouncing and trickstering things, so it's very hard to beat that, but our deck was still able to power through and use the tricks, use the bounce, use the tapping of Merfolk Trickster to fight through some of those powerful draws from our opponent. So overall, I was super impressed with this deck. I would run it exactly as is. This is a list that's been performing well for a couple of weeks now. So if you are looking to kind of compete on a tournament level, definitely keep this deck in mind if you're looking for a budget option. I will say it takes some getting used to. Because we don't have hard removal, you really got to play like this weird tempo-y control deck. Something like a Resolve to Fairy or even a big creature can't just beat us all by itself if we don't have enough pressure on the battlefield. So if you don't do amazingly well with the deck right away, keep in mind that it isn't the easiest deck to play. Like on one level it looks like, oh, you play Mystical Carol, you play Curious Obsession, you attack, you draw cards, you win. But really there's a lot of decision points with this deck. When do you have to leave up counters? What can your opponent potentially resolve if you play a threat instead of a counter? Can you afford to Curious Obsession without protection? Can you afford to play your Tempest Gen on turn 3 when you can't leave up a counter spell? Is your opponent just going to kill it with a Ravenous Chupacabra? Do you got to wait and play off curve to leave up Siren Stormtaper first? All that. There's so many decisions with this deck. So what I was trying to say there is basically it takes some learning. You can definitely win games with this right away where you just pick it up and kind of play it to the best of your ability, but because there's so many decision points and counter spells, you will definitely do even better with the deck. If you play it a lot, get used to it. So if you're looking for a deck that you can pick up now for $50, play for the next year of Standard and compete with, I think this is probably the best option in the format. So if you like tempoing people out, getting tricky, countering things, drawing cards, this is just a great budget option for Standard. So anyway, that's been our Much Abrew for this week. Mono Blue Tempo for Standard. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.